Hi, welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk a little more in detail about our Great Pyrenees uh, Newfoundland breed. Uh, One of the things we like about them is, I don't know if you guys that are Newfoundland owners out there, but they have large jowls and they tend to drool. By breeding them with the Great Pyrenees, we found that removes that slobber effect.
They have
Um,
narrower jowls.
they have narrow jowls. They still have the webbed feet.
These guys both have webbed
Yeah,
feet.
and they got huge paws. See there. How old are these guys?
They're 4.5 months.
4.5 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They also have the extra dew claw that Pyrenees have. It's supposed to help them with their footing on rough terrain, and it's really rough here. So no nibbling on
yeah, but it makes
people.
them proficient swimmers. Um, they're not as nocturnal as the
You,
full-blooded Great Pyrenees, which is kind of nice. They can kind of switch up their protection status. You know, they can still go all night if they need to, but they tend to run in the day and the night, taking shifts, which is
yeah,
interesting to watch that team work at play.
yeah. If there's more than one, they tend to take shifts more.
Show them how dirty they got in the mud.
Yeah, these guys both got in
Yeah,
the mud. They've been living their best puppy life today.
yeah,
They have a double coat, so their fur keeps them warm in very cold temperatures and in very cold water. Newfoundlands are also working dogs. They like to pull. They help with water rescue. Um, so they have a lot of talent for things that the Pyrenees typically um, doesn't do. So they can pull, they can swim, but they still have that protective instinct that the Pyrenees has. And they still, if I was watching Gertie yesterday teach the boys here how to do some of the maneuvers. She was grabbing them by their tails and maneuvering them away from what would have been what she was protecting. It was just an imaginary thing for her, I think. But that's something that Pyrenees do is they will put themselves between what they're protecting and the danger, and then they will kind of almost herd the danger away from what they're protecting. And she was showing them how to do that yesterday, which is awesome. They had some puppy school time.
yeah. And I mean, it always helps to have an older breed. I think if you just get just a puppy, um, you're going to have to take a lot more time to train it. From what we've witnessed, the older livestock guardian dogs, it's almost like auto training. That's why we call it puppy school, because mom or dad will take them out and just kind of show them the ropes, show them how to behave, what to do. They have certain sections, like sectors of protection. Very rarely will they just be together. Normally they're going to be 100, 150 yards apart,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll kind of switch positions. You know, and it's an
They're
interesting thing
tactical.
to watch. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very tactical.
And another position that they will take is they will stand over what they're protecting. Like they'll just straddle it, which is
Hmm.
interesting. It's kind of like them claiming either a livestock, as their part of their herd, as part of what they're protecting.
Yeah.
And generally, Gertie will be laying out here somewhere, and Mabel will lay 10 feet that way, or one of them will lay facing out this field and the other one will lay facing down the driveway. So they are always watching, always protecting, and the puppies are that way too. And it's interesting because Pyrenees are really independent and difficult to like train for, let's say, like walking on a leash, um, potty training, all that stuff's a little bit more like training a husky when it comes to a Pyrenees. Like they're very independent.
Yeah,
But a Newfoundland is
they're
more
not
of
gonna
a
go fetch a stick and bring it back to you
no,
without a lot of practice and
no,
treats.
no. They're definitely. I mean, that you can train them. You just need to know what you're doing with dog training. With the Newfoundland, they're a little bit easier to train. They're more interested in your approval. They're still kind of aloof. They know they're big. They know they don't have to do it, but they're happy to do it for you if they love you. They'll do what you want. And the puppies have been a lot easier to train. So Mabel, for instance, who's a pure-blooded Pyrenees, it took a lot to get her to walk on a leash. Even though she's a livestock guardian dog, she has to go to the vet, and I need her to be able to walk on a leash. It took me probably 3 weeks to get her to submit to me and walk next to me on the leash and not pull. It took me about 2 weeks with Gertie, and the puppies are picking up on it straight away, which is very interesting. I'm happy to see that they're a little bit more interested in pleasing me.
Yeah, like I said, we have 2 full-blooded Great Pyrenees that they're probably over somewhere a couple miles away at our neighbor's area. So at any one time we can have up to, and he's got two puppies, so we can have up to 7 dogs on our property on a given day. So it's kind of interesting, but we don't mind it because, you know, they're great pack dogs.
We didn't tell them about the coyotes just the other night.
Yeah, we did. We had a huge pack of coyotes, and all the dogs were in full action. Matter of fact, I was out there with my rifle at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and was a little nervous. We pen our puppies up at night, but our neighbor doesn't, and they were running pretty wild. And Mabel kind of came out of the woods whimpering, and I checked her for bites. That's when I went and got my gun, because I was like, I'm gonna have to back them up, because that pack of coyotes was.
There were probably 20 or 30, and they were
Yeah.
right. It sounded like they were right behind the house, but they were definitely on our property. And Mabel and the other Pyrenees buddy, they came over to help Gertie out. I was really grateful, because I was really concerned about her being by herself, because she is very protective, and she will definitely try to work that problem on her own, and I don't really want her to, and I wasn't going to let the puppies out. So I was really happy that their dogs came, and that's part of why we don't mind having the extra dogs, because like we've said before, we've lost 4 dogs in 4 years, I think. Yeah. And they're safer if there's more of them, because we do have a lot of coyotes here, and like I've said before, they're mixed with red wolf, so they're very aggressive and large. They're not your typical little tiny, coyotes like most people are used to. And the puppies are practicing. And so it's good for Gertie to have the backup. Right. And our neighbor, like I've said also before, he has 550 acres. We have 70, so these dogs are working over 600 acres and protecting his cows and our birds, and when we get lambs and pigs, so we're protecting them too.
Oh, Gertie got into a skunk.
Yeah, she must have been.
She's stinking.
She smells like skunk today.
One of the other things I wanted to show you guys is that they still have these. One of their main reasons they're a good protection
Gertie,
dog.
Come here. She smells so bad.
Because they have a lot of extra skin on their necks, so when an animal will bite them, it doesn't really hurt them. It allows them to actually kind of maneuver around that particular predator, and get the extra bites in on them. If we're having mountain lion issues, which are rare, but sometimes we see them around, we'll put collars on them, spiked collars, and this will keep the mountain lions from being able to bite and penetrate through the collars. Scruff. Yeah, through the scruff. So
we do have a mountain lion that migrates, and we all try and watch for it. It's usually in the spring and fall, so
yeah.
So I'm not worried about right now.
We're gonna just show you guys some puppy play, and then we appreciate you tuning in. So be smart and stay safe, and don't let the thorn thistles keep you down.